Cook as they begin on the ground. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Cook. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. Second down. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And some room to work. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 56 yards rushing for him here. What a start to the ball game. It's 1st and goal. Cook is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll tackle him at the 3. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
So here we go on a 3rd and goal. This Lions defense, they haven't broken yet. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Lions, nothing.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Tua going to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Ultra, 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 go ultra. Hey, green. Mega, mega. Hut, hut.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Now the ball comes loose, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. Down to the 22-yard line. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Off play action. Conway. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Lions are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Vikings 7, Lions 0.
Second and 15.
Watch out now, 50 Fury.
First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Drill, 52. Steal, check, steal. Hey, check, mega. Hey, go steal.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd.
Right, 97.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Flush to his right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Complete to Justin Jefferson. First and goal.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good, and it's now 14-0.
Vikings 14, Lions nothing. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Harris starts the drive on the ground, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Tua sets up to pass it. Tua hit, and the ball is out. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
Following the fumble recovery, Conway. Over the middle, complete. It's Edwards. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
Sideline throw it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Alan Lazard with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0.
Lions, nothing. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On play action, here's Tua. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you it's not very good.
Cook up the gut. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. Again, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Back to throw. Conway. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alan Lazard in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But we're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
On third and long, it's Tagovailoa. He loses 4, and it brings up 4.
Aaron Donald on the stop. A 4-yard loss. It's 4th down.
Here we go, set.
They're going to try and throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. first down. Conway. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Up the middle, it's Cook. And not much running room. Down to the 32. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
McCann's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Tua on fourth down.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by a Caleb Evans. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for them. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for them here.
Throwing to start the drive. Conway. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Edwards. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They give him a gain of 37.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Looking to throw. Conway. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Operating from the gun. Conway. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batting down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Kenny Galladay. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Lions, nothing. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to return this one all the way out to the other side of the field across the 50.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness, off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play.
Here we go. Go, 10.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. Finding Hockenson here on the out route. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. No reason not to try it there. They do indeed convert on 4th. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Tua. We're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again. And he'll be brought down at the 27. 2nd down and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 27-yard line.
Swift going to try up the middle. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And he is going to lose yardage here. They went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Seibert able to knock this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do, go and
get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Nwangu. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. Looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down inbounds.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
Rodgers on the return. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the 3rd phase, but you see here it can be the 1st phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
On 1st and 10, Conway.
A quick throw there going to be batted away at incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Partner in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Conway.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 15.
They'll look to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 4th down, Conway. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A great open field tackle that's going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone, and that will force a turnover on downs. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
They give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front.
And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings.
Now he's going to drop this down to Harris, middle of the field.
And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it's 3rd and 4 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Yellow. White. Yellow.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks.
Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory in this one.
He's absolutely taken charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's in cruise control right now, and so is his team.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. One final try for Tagovailoa. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Vikings, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.
It's another one. We got